Hey everyone, A0 here. So, if you watched my page recently, or my channel, you would think that I'm an Apple fan, but I do like my Android. My main phone is a Galaxy Note 20 Ultra. I have the Samsung Galaxy Watch Classic 4 over the Apple Watch. Um, so, I've always been a fan of Samsung, just like iPads in particular, because Android Galaxy tablets haven't been the best in recent years until this year, really, when this bad boy came out. This is the S8 Tab Ultra. It has a 14.6-inch screen diagonally, which is the biggest in any tablet I've seen. It's definitely one of the biggest for mainstream. iPads only go up to 12.9 inches, and before this version, Samsung only went to 12.6, I believe. So it's the biggest one on the market. It's a really nice screen, Super AMOLED. It looks great, 120 hertz. For me, this looks better than even the mini LED on the iPad. So it's a big factor for things like watching content, movies, and everything. Looks so great on this huge screen. Colors look so great. Blacks look black. Super dark, not very reflective. The biggest advantage the iPad screen has on this one is it's brighter. So for outdoors use, the iPads do get brighter than this. It's one unfortunate thing about this screen, but indoors it looks great. Movies, HDR content, I definitely prefer for content consumption. But because of its size and heft, it's definitely more of a stay-at-home device for me. I don't really travel with it like I do with my iPads. So I didn't mind getting the Wi-Fi only version of this, which they didn't have a 5G version, at least early on for whatever reason. So I just wanted the Wi-Fi, and I'm totally glad I did, because the 5G would have cost more. And this is the base model of the Ultra, the S8 Ultra, with 128 gigabytes of storage, 8 gigabytes of RAM. I'm okay with the storage on these because you get to use SD cards, the SD card slot. So I got a big SD card in there and holds plenty of memory. So just to touch back a little bit on what I was talking about in the iPad video, this is honestly a better option if you wanted something that's more closer to a desktop, because its size helps it multitask even better than any iPad, being almost a 15-inch screen. It looks great, like I said, color-wise, and you don't have any problems with that, like the Pro iPads, being P3 color, and with the OLED, it looks great. And they have the DeX mode, which you can easily go into DeX mode, or you connected it to a monitor, or you're just using it like this, and it makes it more like a PC experience as well. So that's a really good feature for people that want a more desktop-like experience on the tablets. Then of course you could just have it like this, where it's just similar to iOS and Android, or you have your apps out. You still have the menu if you want, or you can have it turned off in the newer Android updates, and just have it kind of like iOS, where all the apps are out on the home screen. But yeah, I've been using it for months now. I love it. Screen's so big, you fit so many apps on each one. A lot of my screens are not even filled because I'm trying to group them by certain types that I use and things like that, and what I use them for. So it's great. I love this tablet. It comes with the S Pen, which on this case goes back here, has a little flap that let me turn it around. Little flap here that houses the pencil pin, so you don't knock it off, because normally it just sits back there, which some people don't like. You have to reach over or whatever. It's not a huge deal to me, especially, we get to have the center cameras. It has two, a wide and an ultra wide. When you're video chatting, this is definitely nicer than all but the recent iPad 10, the 10th generation iPad. because it's in the right place when you're having it in landscape mode. And this tablet, you have no business having in portrait mode. It's so big, you don't really want to hold it a lot. But it's still very portable when you get it around the house or things, or the office, you take it to work or something like that. Text mode works great for doing what you need to do as far as, making it more like a PC. And so using the same apps and things of that nature. The other tablet I'm going to be doing an unboxing of soon will be an even better option if you really want a desktop class OS on your tablet. But this is definitely a step up over iOS or iPad OS on iPads and their current iteration. If anything, I would rather them do a version of Dex, which makes the iPad OS more like Mac. I guess Mac mode, kind of like have this as a PC mode. I think that would be a way better option than just putting Mac on the iPad for the people that don't like Mac. But yeah, they definitely need to make some improvements to iPad OS or things like this is going to be able to catch up to it. The only kind of gripe I have about it, or thing that's kind of negative, is the longevity won't be as long as Apple's devices, because the M1 chip is so good now, it's going to last for years. And then of course now the pros have the M2 chips and the new versions of those, so that's definitely a huge boost. The chip in this is the Snapdragon 8 Gen 1, which is a really good chip, but it is a mobile chip and it won't be as powerful as even the A15, A16 mobile chips that Apple puts out. So, it's good for everything. I've tried it for gaming, drawing, just a basic web surfing consumption device. But the main reason I keep my iPad for, because this is not travel size. I don't bring this on my trips when I travel. I usually bring either my iPad mini or my Pro, depending on what I need to get done. If I need to get more serious work done, I don't even use a keyboard on my Pro because I like it to be as light as possible. So this one I knew I was gonna keep home, so I got the keyboard for it, and this great keyboard is similar to the new Apple one for the 10th gen iPads, but it does have backlighting on it, so that's nice, because the new one that Apple put out doesn't have backlighting. Oh, I took a freaking shot. And yeah, that one should have had backlighting as much as it costs. It has the functional key like that one, unlike the Magic Keyboard, so it kind of has the best of both worlds when it comes to that. I would say I agree that Touchpad is not as nice as Apple, as a lot of people pointed out. I got a discount on it because I got it when it first came out, so I got it for less than it cost, but it cost $350, so it's not a cheap keyboard setup. Like the Apple one, it does separate. Pretty strong grip there, and because the smart connector on the bottom, just like the 10th gen iPad. And yeah, everybody complaining about that with the Apple Pencil situation. This is another plus. Yes, it's back here, but it still attaches and charges connected right there on the tablet, so you don't have to have it connected or anything like that, just like with Apple Pencil 2. So yeah, I mean, if you want something that's more Mac or operating system like, excuse me, and that can do more PC tasks, this with Dex can get you there. And Android doesn't have the problem of being able to eject SD drives and things like that. They have that option. They have a decent file, setup compared to iOS. A lot of people like to talk about the app optimization. It's getting there with Android, and with tablets like this that are this good, I think it's only going to get better, because they're showing Google that it can compete, because this is a really good tablet. The only kind of knock on it is app optimizations and the Apple Silicon and the Pros, because this is kind of comparable to the Pro price wise, so and size wise, with the bigger one. OLED, it's way better than even mini LED for me. No blooming issues. Although I really like the mini LED, and the iPad Pro does have better sound overall, I would say, than this. It's really close, but I would say it edges this out with the bass, more bass, and it's louder. The screen quality is way better. Having a keyboard is really nice because it's basically full size, because it matches the size of the huge 14.6-inch screen. That's another plus. It could be wider than the one for the iPad, so it's more comfortable for me, and has the function keys and all that. It doesn't have the floating design of the matted keyboard, which a lot of people like. So that's one disadvantage as far as accessories go, but you get the pen with it, huge advantage. Instead of spending $130 plus tax on the Apple Pencil 2, and then the keyboards are the same, $350. So I would give a slight edge to the matted keyboard quality wise, but this one has a function key row. It's also backlit, and it works great. It hasn't had no problems over all these months since I've had it. So it works just as springy, as good as when I got it. The tablet still is very fast, no problems there. I'm just speaking on that because of longevity wise. As these apps get more optimized for Android and things like that, and bigger apps come, it's gonna start pushing that chip, and compared to M1, which can beat desktop class chips already, it's going to be able to hang with future app updates and things a lot better. So, but for now, this is a great tablet. And I still think it'll be great, 3 to 4, 5 years even from now. So it's not like it's an immediate doom and gloom with it. It just came out this year. Chip is great. My current Android, again, like I said, is the Galaxy Note Ultra, 20 Ultra. So it's a couple years old already, and it's got an even older Android chip in it, or Snapdragon chip in it, and it runs fine still. So not too worried about it like that in the immediate time. But just saying, as far as those that like to think several years down the road don't want to have to buy another device for a long time, you're probably better off with an iPad. But if you needed to do a lot of PC functionality, just depends what you do on your PC, but this is going to be closer to desktop friendliness, just with the DeX mode. But the next one I'm reviewing will be an even better one, because it does use a desktop OS. There's a hint. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this. If you want a tablet for content consumption, this is the ultimate device, and something that could kind of be a slight similar to 2-in-1, even though it doesn't have Windows on it. It has Android, which is starting to work more and more with Windows, with Windows 11 integrating it. And it has the DeX mode, which has floating windows just like Windows, kind of like Stage Manager that they're doing on iPad OS, and except you could do more windows to fit in here on this one, and your RAM and screen size limits, because all the Samsung tabs can do DeX mode, not just the Ultra. But yeah, there's that. Yeah, I'll show you the back side so you can see that. There's a hinge. Works pretty well. It goes really low too. That's another plus. The Apple one doesn't go that low, apparently, from some of the videos I've seen of it. This one is a great hinge. I haven't had any problems over time. I use it a lot without the keyboard, just to watch, like I said, when I'm streaming or something on one of my streaming apps. I love to use just the stand. Works great. Thanks for watching, everyone. Have a good day.